What's up, guys?
How's it going, everyone? Drivin and Vibin here, and we are just doing an off-the-cuff Q&A session tonight.
Yeah, so we've kind of been doing a few things on the Argosy today, and we got our last wheel well. They look amazing, and they're beautiful, and we're excited to install the other one. But other than that, we've been doing a few other things around the trailer, too.
And if you're watching the rebroadcast of this tonight, this is live right now, but if you are watching the rebroadcast, feel free to ask a question in the comments section. We'll answer those after the fact. See, we got some people hopping on. Let me touch this real quick. Is your phone on you?
Yes.
All right. What's up? All right, so we're starting to see the comments come through. Thumbs up, everyone. Good seeing you guys tonight. And usually you're used to seeing these live casts just via gigs, but hey.
Yeah, so we feel like we haven't talked to you guys in a while. We haven't had a lot to show you, but we do have some videos coming up. I'm gonna pull you guys up right now on YouTube, or try to.
So let us know where you're tuning in from tonight. We would love to hear what part of the country or the world you're watching from. Dexter says, I saw your new wheel wells. I'm looking up how to weld aluminum. Yes, I wish I knew how to weld aluminum. Wheel wells, I'm looking up. Uh-oh, is that you connected?
Yeah.
There. I hate when that happens. So
Okay,
Indiana, Texas, Canada, awesome. As far as the wheel well welding goes, though, these guys at Dexter Axle did an awesome job. Looks like the comments are coming in fast right now.
No, not Dexter Axle.
Oh,
Dennis
did I say Dexter Axle? Dexter was the guy that asked the question. Sorry.
Yeah, Dennis Aluminum made our wheel wells. They did a great job. So everyone's tuning in from all over the country today. Thank you guys for joining us today for this impromptu little chat. We just felt like we needed to catch up with you guys, and we were having fun hanging out in here. I got a little portable AC set up in here so we can work on projects without sweating our butts off anymore. And I was cleaning off some of the windows outside and got carried away and just started washing off that grime that's been collecting for months and months. I had no idea. It was so white and shiny under there.
Better than it's ever looked on the outside so far. So it's awesome. Yeah. Wally just tuned in. Big shout out to Wally. He monitors or moderates the live chats whenever I'm playing music. So it's good
a huge help.
I know. We cannot thank you enough.
Yes. Because Kyle doesn't always tell me when he's going to do a live chat. Sometimes he just feels in the moment and goes for it, so I'm not always prepared to be there.
Susan says, what's next after the wheel wells? We'll talk about that in a second, but let me get to this because I want to say, in regards to the wheel wells, I really feel, since Olivia cleaned this up today in here too, it's coming together now. It's like almost Olivia and I could pitch up a tent out here and sleep in it as it is.
That's what I was talking to my brother. He came by earlier, and I was like, I've got the AC going in there, just cleaned up. I mean, I'm ready to move in.
Yes, and we cannot wait. We love being around family. We love being in this area. It's been raining so much lately. Our friends are spread out across the country, having awesome experiences. We're getting that travel bug.
Yes, we've been seeing them at different convergences here and there, and meeting up with all of our friends, and it's made us really sad that we can't be in on all the fun just yet, but we're getting there. And so you want to talk about some of the projects that we have coming up?
Big shout out to I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing. They just tuned in. Hopefully we see you guys stop by sometime soon.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
As far as the projects go, wiring is a huge one that's coming up next. So we're going to dive into wiring, and what else we're going to do?
Yeah, after the wiring, we'll probably do the insulation and put the walls back up. That'll be huge. After that, it will probably be stripping the trailer, removing all the old caulk, recalking everything.
You mentioned stripping the trailer, and that's a project that we'll do simultaneously, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because some days are better to work inside, some days are better to work outside. I picked up the stripping stuff today, so it's good to have multiple projects going on at once, especially if they're like one-person projects, so we can both be working on something.
RV SWAT said, hope you guys make it to Arizona in January. We're looking forward to meeting y'all, and we're definitely going to be there in January. That is our goal, and we are going to meet it. We are going to be on the road in January in this rig, and if not, we will be very upset.
Oh my gosh, Gary just tuned in and said, Greg and I have a few questions for you. I miss you guys so much. I wish we were in Moab right now.
I know. I would give anything to go spend some time in Moab right now, but I hope y'all are having fun and enjoying the beautiful views and not the humid, muggy weather of Alabama
I'm sure
right
they
now.
have some good heat out there though. So what do we got for questions? Anything else going on?
They said they miss us too.
Sweet.
Everyone's just tuning in from all over. We've got some folks from Canada as well.
Sweet.
James Beckett just said we're restoring a 1977 Argosy as well. Using your videos as a huge assistant. Thanks.
Wait, that's awesome because we're not renovators, we're not handy people, I wouldn't say, but we're learning as we go.
If we can make the process easier for you by us doing it the complicated way, then I'm happy with that.
I wish we were in Colorado like Janice is.
Yes.
I wish we were, sorry, I was getting a phone call. Sorry about that if it went out for a second. But yeah, I wish we were in Durango so we could explore the mountains, go to Moab, see our friends. That'd be great right now, but hey. Oh my gosh, Wally, get out of here. We need to start paying you because you're monitoring us.
This isn't even a gig. You're
I
not
know.
even getting entertained.
Hey, they're probably getting entertained.
Maybe a little bit.
I'm telling all these good jokes.
So Katie, K Tudor 625 said, how do you prep yourself to go on the road? I think that's very unique for each person, but for us personally, we spent a whole year just planning out everything. We started saving tons of money. We created a budget for ourselves. We gave ourselves an idea of the rig we were looking for. We found it. We fixed it up all in this time frame. What else did we do to prepare to hit the road? We got rid of our stuff.
I'll tell you, and we watched so many YouTube videos. This was, all right, I've been watching YouTube videos lately, but nothing like whenever we were in that year of preparation, Olivia and I would come home after a long day of work and just watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
It was technomania at that point, a lot of it was.
Yeah, for sure. And just like kind of figuring out the basics of things, how everything works. But when in our research, no one was really kind of like doing it at the budget level we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why we were inspired once we were on the road to kind of share our experience with it. So people could get an idea of like a more minimal budget style.
Yeah. During that
RV life.
first year on the road, we would put out budget reports on our blog. That was important to us because that was a huge part of how we could be on the road. Since then, we stopped putting out budget videos because while we still live frugally, it's mostly all up here in our head
Yeah,
now.
we haven't kept good track of it in a while now, and with all these renovations, we should be keeping better track, but you end up running to the store 5 times in a day to get little things here and there. You get something that didn't work and you have to go back. So we haven't been keeping a great record of it. Dexter said, have you decided on your insulation yet? Rock wool can be hard to come by without special ordering. We want to do a combination of the rock wool and maybe foam board. I have seen that the like 1.5 inch thickness can be difficult to come by unless you order it. But I've seen some people just get like the 3.5 or something and kind of split it. So we'll see what's available. If we can order it in a small quantity, that would be great. I would like to get the foil backed stuff, but we'll just see what happens.
I like the idea of what you were talking about today before we did this, that the boards. I feel like the boards are good and easy to install and will be sound and heat.
Yeah, I like those too. I think some of the curvier areas might be a little difficult with the rigid foam board, though, so the rock wool would help in those places. But we're still open to suggestions if you all have any. I'm not lost in RVing said, great jokes.
Thank you.
Do you not know what kind of flooring you're putting down? We were talking about this earlier, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna put down some sort of faux wood, and I hope that it's something a little bit stronger and more durable than just laminate, but not too heavy. What do you think?
Yeah, I forgot the brand they're called. I have like a photo of it somewhere in my phone. But they're like these kind of just like vinyl-ish planks, I guess, and like our friends put them in their RV and they're like the glue together. It's kind of like floating. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks amazing. They've had no issues with it. So we're kind of leaning towards that, but we'll just see what is looks good and what's cost effective,
Yeah.
and go from there, and what's lightweight.
What else we got in here? Any other questions?
Wayward Wag says, what do you guys do in bad weather, tornado, hail, high winds, etc.? Hunker down or seek other shelter?
If it's hail, I mean, it's hunker down because there's no escaping it. It comes, you know, and it's just out of nowhere in the times we've experienced it.
Yeah.
But if there's tornadoes or forecasted bad weather, we've definitely gotten out of it areas before. Whenever there was that huge storm in the Pacific Northwest, we
Yeah.
kind of made our trip a little shorter.
We keep our eye out on things like that and try to get ahead of it as much as possible. If we can't avoid it, then we would definitely find another shelter for tornadoes or something like that and just say we hope it's there when we get back. But we have been in some pretty high winds with the trailer
man.
before, and though it's scary, we've never had any issues. It's just loud and you're like, is it gonna flip over?
Yeah,
Like,
it was scarier in the beginning too, whenever
Yeah.
we were learning our limits. But once we realized the trailer's not tipping over,
yeah, and our little dual axle trailer is pretty sturdy.
mhm.
I like y'all's truck, inland RV. Party invitations said, when did we get married? May
A year ago,
of last
yeah.
year. I'm not lost in RVing. Thanks, Wally.
We found a floor with our Argosy that has a cork underbelly, which is great insulator and bug
underlay.
Oh, I got you. Very cool. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Check out Rockwool Comfort Board. Hard like foam, but sound fire, mold resistant like normal Rockwool. I've seen that stuff before. It seems cool.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. It's a casual Q&A, or conversation. So whatever you guys want to talk about. But are we all caught up for the most part?
Yeah, I think so. I was gonna try to find the name of that flooring really quickly. Lisa Brown of Always on Liberty, she has a great blog with all of their renovations, and she has like one of the most homey fifth wheels I have ever been in. It's like walking into a house. And
What
it's
is the brand? Do you remember?
That's what I'm looking up right now.
It's one of the nicest brands of fifth wheels out there, though.
Oh, her fifth wheel.
Yeah, her
I
fifth
don't
wheel.
remember.
A grand design. Why is your shirt backwards? It's a fashion statement, actually. You know, we thought since we're living in this backwards time, we might as well wear backwards clothes.
Your dad jokes are just bombing. I hope someone out there appreciates
I'm not
them.
lost Marvin likes them. Have you been looking for a new truck? They just asked. Yes, we have been. We've been actually looking for a used truck a lot lately. I'm really leaning towards a diesel if we can find a great deal. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Back insulation will give you...
Allure planks are what they are. Grip strip resilient plank flooring. There you go.
So someone was saying about someone would give us better insulation. And, you know, we're probably not going to go with the option that'll give us the best insulation there is, just because there are so many options out there. There's so many things to consider. It's kind of like anything in RVing.
So like everyone says the spray foam is the best insulated option, but we really want to avoid that, just because if there is we're wiring this whole thing ourselves. If we mess anything up, need to add into that later, it's really hard to access that. And we've seen how much prep work and work after it gets done to shave it all down and shave it off of the ribs, and it's very messy and time consuming just to get the walls back on. And if anyone even remotely inexperienced or your trailer's older, it has potential of pushing out the aluminum and making it ripple. So those things and it's expensive, it's very expensive. But because of that, I think we're gonna go another route. But the Airstreams today are just made with regular pink fiberglass batting. So I think it will be just as insulated as the new ones, or even better.
Yeah, and YouTube flips the video image for some reason. It's actually, I think it's my phone's selfie camera that's doing it, because we have to have the selfie camera on so we can read the comments on the screen, or at least I can. I'm in trial and error. Oh, you're gonna have to read that one. It's disappearing
Love
on
y'all's
me.
videos. I'm a trial and error DIY guy too. I try not to overanalyze and just dive in, keep up the good work. That's definitely Kyle's method as well. I'm more of a research until I can't make any decisions because there's too many conflicting opinions out there, but we balance each other out.
That's it.
All right. Dexter Williams, the foam also degrades with the vibrations and movements from the road. I've heard that as well.
Yeah, so like there are pros and cons to everything, and we understand that we will be sacrificing something no matter what choice we make.
Yeah, and just in 1.5 inches of space, there's not much room to get like a ton of like R value in there. Most of the like batting type things need lots of air in between it to really
Take its full R value effect.
yeah, exactly. And so like something dense like the foam boards help. I'm assuming that's why the spray foam is pretty good insulator as well.
And most people don't understand that the fiber stream has absolutely no insulation. The fiber stream is like a molded fiberglass boat in that the fiberglass is what separates the inside and outside, and that's all we have. So whatever we do is going to be better than what we have now.
Yeah. Place in Corbin, Kentucky called Mark Motors. They have super good deals on trucks. And then Brett Goodall said, I don't have to tell you how far you've come from the beginning, but boy, have you come a long way. Great, keep up
Thank
the
you.
great videos.
I hate watching old videos, by the way.
What will the walls be made of? It'll just be the aluminum
Yeah.
skins that we took out before.
And with the Airstreams, because it's all aluminum, the exterior skin and the interior skin actually provides the structural support for the whole Airstream. So once we rivet those interior skins back on, we're going to get more structural support up in here.
Yeah, and like one of the biggest things that I read when researching the insulation was someone who had this idea to put like this little like kind of foam gasket in between the ribs so that the ribs didn't conduct the cold or heat through to the walls because you lose a lot of
Yeah.
the heat that way. So that was kind of a good idea to keep in mind.
We got a lot of questions, I think. I've been seeing a lot of things pop up.
Desert Stylite, are you guys going to leave those beautiful aluminum wheel wells exposed? Fortunately not.
Oh, which one? On the inside or outside?
Not on the inside, on the outside possibly.
Yeah, they'll be aluminum on the outside. You can't see them much when you're just standing up. You gotta look underneath. But man, I'm looking at this right now. By the way, we only have one installed. They take a whole day to install, so I'll install the second one tomorrow. But it looks beautiful. It is so nice.
Yeah, but we will be insulating those and building like a closet and cabinet and a
He
shower
says inside.
and bathroom.
So I think it would be nice
over
if
them.
we like made like a plexiglass window just so we could look at them. These bad jokes
That's when you
again.
really love your wheel wells.
I don't think Olivia understands how proud I am of these things, or she probably does.
Donald Tingle, I have a diesel and love it. Good thing
Good.
about them is as long as maintenance is done, they last a long time.
That's what I really like about getting a diesel is that we can get one with 150 to 200,000 miles on it, get a pretty sweet deal, and like you said, if it has been well maintained, we can get another 100,000 miles out of that.
Yeah. I'm not lost in my RVing said, I know you mentioned painting the trailer. Do you plan on painting the roof white? Yes.
So yeah, right now we have an idea that we will have an aluminum bottom that's shiny and chromy, or what do you call it, polished?
Yeah, just polished.
Polished.
aluminum.
And it'll come down to a nice little point in the front, which will be painted and lead up to the top half of the trailer, which will
Yeah,
be painted.
and I think we'll just stay with like a white or a creamy white, kind of like the original color, just for heat reasons. It's good to keep the top light and kind of play off of the original paint job. We'll see how the aluminum looks under
Yeah.
there, and if it looks good and doesn't have like a ton of imperfections and stuff, we'll leave that polish down there, and we'll have like a little accent color around the trim in the middle.
And the one thing, we talked to this about our patrons, to plug our Patreon channel real quick, but we have a monthly Patreon live chat. That's a pretty small group thing, and we talked about this last week about it, that we really like the idea of the top painted, the bottom shiny, and then the front coming down to the paint job that you would see on a VW bus, because it kind of alludes to Olivia's Volkswagen that she drives around while we're back here. She's been
We
working on.
kind of like the combination of different elements. So we'll have the shiny of the classic Airstream, the white of the Argosy, and kind of a play off of the VW bus. So a bunch of things like we love.
Exactly, and we thought it'd be fun and unique to us, but have a meaning as well. We got a lot of folks on. Thank you guys all for being here. I'm happy to see you all. Joe, the computer guy, just signed on to say, and he said hello to I'm Not Lost in Marketing.
Brian said it. I saw your blog post about the paint removal now that the wheel wells are in soon. Yeah, we'll probably
Tomorrow
start
or
working on
next day.
stripping
Yeah.
paint pretty soon.
And we'll do it as like an experiment to begin with, and just to see how it works. It's one of these things that if it's not going to work easily, or if, like Olivia said, the aluminum's damaged, we'll come up with a different game plan at that point. But we're going to at least see what's underneath there on the bottom half.
Yeah. So RV SWAT said, this is off topic, but I'm looking for a water filter system and wanted your thoughts on the Berkey versus the Acuva.
I love the Berkey. I think I like the Berkey better than the Acuva. But I like them both.
I think it's really based on like what you can afford and how much space you have. The Berkey is a great option. The quality is just as good to me, but it takes up a lot of space and you constantly have to refill it. The beauty of the Acuva is you just flip that faucet on and it's done. There's very, very little maintenance involved rather than switching out a filter like once a year. And the Berkeys, though the filters are expensive, you only have to buy those like once a year too. So it just depends.
What I like about the Berkey is that you can filter out the fluoride in the water. You have a few more options with the Berkey of how you want to filter it to your desires. With the Acuva, you're just going to get filtered in water that has been sterilized from any type of disease.
It's going to be bacteria free for sure.
But we use the Acuva every day.
Yeah, we use both all the time, honestly. Sorry, I'm catching up.
Yeah, come on. You got to get these in the queue.
I've been talking too.
I only see one at a time.
The Light Painter 52, Dan in Pennsylvania. I use the Allure Ultra Vinyl. It's a click lock and can be removed if you ever needed to. The grip strip cannot be removed without destroying it. The Ultra is more textured and realistic. That's good to know.
Yeah, and we want a realistic feeling one, I think, too.
I just want something very durable, too, for the dog.
No pressure. We haven't done one of these live chats in a while. Usually during the gigs, we'll have like between 30 and 40 people watching, but we have 152 people. I mean, I'm feeling the pressure.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining in.
Will you clear coat it after you polish? I do not know. This is for the outside. We're gonna have to do some major research.
We've never polished aluminum before, so we've got a lot to learn on that.
But I mean, ideally, I do want that mirror finish if we can get it.
Jasco paint stripper works like magic on the interior vinyl, followed by goof off to remove the residue, and then WD-40 to shine it.
Is this on the exterior or?
He said on the interior, but we don't have vinyl on our interior skins. It's just the straight aluminum with some adhesive stuck to it.
And wallpaper.
Yeah, and I tried the regular like acetone based goof off and it did nothing to make a budge, and then I got like the industrial strength like floor adhesive remover to try to get it off. That worked, but it almost killed me. It's just like even with a mask, like the respirator on and like gloves and everything, it was still super strong, and if it like even the tiniest drop touches your skin, you run screaming.
Oh, he's talking about this old glue.
Yeah.
That's
what I was talking about too.
I got it. And on the interior skins, though, I was questioning Olivia the other day whether we wanted to strip them and have that interior aluminum feel as well. But Olivia feels that it's very sterile.
Oh, like the inner when we put the walls back in.
I agree.
Yeah, those. And they have wallpaper under that paint too.
It would take so much effort.
I feel like I've been into some of the newer Airstreams and they're beautiful. I love them, but I do want it to feel a little bit more homey. Just kind of the coldness of the LED lights and the like shiny walls. I don't know, it feels kind of dark in there, and I want something to help brighten it up. So I like the idea of white walls and then color in like the pillows and the accents and things to liven it up. Yeah, some warm wood on the floor.
I would like to know if any of you guys have an idea of what we can do whenever we put these interior walls back on. We're going to have a lot of rivet holes that are exposed from where cabinets were hanging or something like that. Excuse me. And there must be a way where we can fill those holes, I'm guessing, with Bondo or something like that. But we're going to need to fill a lot of those holes. That's one thing I noticed whenever we were taking them off. So
on the inside, yeah, I guess so.
Like I would say, like all right here, like there would be rivet holes, like where something was, you know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh my gosh, RV SWAT, that is unreal.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so
You're
much.
Too sweet.
Hey, all those, and someone else must have done $2 because it's under 72. All that's going straight to the Airstream renovation.
I always say all the time, we're building this Airstream together, and it's the truth. We really are. With everyone's knowledge and your generous donations, like this is coming together. And it might not look like it now. Don't be fooled by these ugly walls behind you.
Hey, we can, if you move over, we can see that beautiful wheel well.
Can you see it? It's got stuff all over it right now.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
So shiny.
Thank you though so much. Today at Lowe's, whenever I made a purchase there, I did it with a gift card we got from Vibe Drivers that came out to the gig. Like Olivia said, this is a community project, and while we might be the ones sweating doing it, it's everyone's helped make this come together.
And I was really just like so like touched today, like the guys who helped us with building the wheel wells, because we generated some business for them, gave us a great deal on these wheel wells, and they were so kind, and like they just kind of see our vision and are excited about it too, and it's just really sweet that everyone like is invested in this as much as we are.
And the brands too. We've had some brands really come in and help us, like Battleborn provided us with 500 watts of lithium batteries and so much. Yeah, so that's my just. You're so right. My brain's somewhere else right now. And then also Southwire, the like electrical wire company, is providing us with all the wire that we need for the inside and some wiring tools. So
yeah, we've got some great
oh my
partnerships.
gosh,
Thank
get
you,
out of
Brian.
here.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
We need to catch up on some comments.
All right, sorry.
Been on a tangent for a
oh
while
my
now.
gosh, it started with you.
I'm not lost on Marvin said, what tier do you have to be in for the monthly live chat? I'm assuming that's for the Patreon group, and I think that's the $5 tier. $5 and up gets you a monthly live chat. $2 gets access to the just kind of news feed of Patreon.
I was watching their video the other day, and they went out to eat at this nice restaurant, and they said it was from their Patreon's donations. So I had to go on there and become a patron of them.
That's
so
awesome.
Because we love you guys, and I watched your Patreon update today, so that's very cool.
Yeah, we love it. It's really fun to like be able to connect on such a like intimate level. We'll do live chats, and there may be just 5 people there to talk to. So it's like you really get like a good feel of each other. Like we have a hard time keeping up with so many questions sometimes that we get off on tangents, as you see, and we don't get to everyone's comments. So like it's nice to be able to like take our time and thoroughly go through each thing, and everyone sharing their lives with us too is really sweet.
And you can find that at patreon.com/Drivin and Vibin.
We don't need to plug ourselves anymore, but it is fun because the $5 tier also gets the link to the Facebook group, and I interact so much more on the Facebook group. It's just so much easier for me, so it's fun to kind of congregate there too.
Hey, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, whatever way you want to support us, whether it's through like a kind word of encouragement, telling us we're dumb and doing something wrong, and guiding us in the right direction, all of it's helpful. The Nomadic Idea said we use citrus strip, which was great to get our paint off, non-toxic also. That's what we're looking
They commented, I believe, on our Instagram, and that's what I bought today based on, I believe, what was your comment.
Yeah, so that is the one I've seen too, reading in the air forums, and they said they put it on like 15 minutes and power washed it off, so I'm excited to see how that works.
They did say don't do it in the sunlight, which I'm wondering why that is.
Oh,
I'm guessing that it dries too quickly.
I think that's why, just so it doesn't dry out, can soak longer.
All right, what's another question we got? I'm sorry.
Bye, Greg and Gary. Thank you for tuning in. They have a line out the door. Trying to catch up on comments here. Another, will you clear coat after you polish it? We're just not sure.
Yeah, we don't even know yet. We don't even know if it'll be in the condition to polish it yet. We'll find out in the next few days.
Greg Virgo, hi guys, huge fan of your channel. What are your plans for the Argosy once it's finished? He also gave us great ideas about the insulation. Go check out his channel.
Hey, we want to do a collab with you. That is something, we've been working with all these collabs, but you're definitely on our mind to do something special because your channel is very interesting to us.
He wants to do something special with you.
He has great knowledge to offer out.
My Pet Away Life, have you thought about welding a rack to hold generator on your tongue so you can keep it locked and secured since your tongue weight can hold your small generator?
I don't think so. I think because it's the Honda, I think like the Ford Ranger, or maybe more than that, we'll have a protecting cab on the back of the truck, and that will act as our garage.
Yes. Greg, they're going to donate to the elderly. I'm in line first. We didn't tell them what we're going to do with it once we're finished.
The Fiber Stream?
No, Greg asked about, was it the Argosy? Yeah. So once it's finished, we're going to live in it and travel the country again and breathe a sigh of relief.
Yes. We must be way behind. I saw that question come up like 15 minutes ago.
Well, we've been talking for ages. This is what I'm talking about.
Questions.
From Someday to Somewhere, they said, first time commenting, but my spouse and I have enjoyed your channel since 2016 when you had only about 400 subs. Thanks for sharing your journey and being inspiring. Thanks for, bearing with us through
awful videos.
Bad times. Dexter Williams, the wallpaper is what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're not gonna take that off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be cool to do accent pieces maybe, like in the kitchen or whatever. It might be cool to have a little bit of shiny there, but overall, I kind of like the white inside.
While you look for the next question, I saw one that was recently asked about if we're going to be at Heath and Alyssa's RVE Summit. Make sure you're looking for a question while I talk. We need to have them going. And we aren't going to be at it this year. It's actually taking place in Alabama in January or February. We pray our butts are long gone out of Alabama. Not because we don't want to be a part of that summit. I would love to experience that summit in the community there. But we just won't be in Alabama if all things work out.
Yeah. So Truck93 said, when will we hear Olivia sing in a live performance? Good question. I've been telling Kyle.
I can get the guitar right now.
We need to practice. I haven't practiced in ages because he's been having so many gigs, but that's something we want to do, and then I need to sing in front of someone somewhere and get prepared before we do this live performance in October.
I'm off for the next 6 days as far as gigs go. While the Airstream looks like this, look for a question.
I got my question.
I just hate the dead time.
You can talk
I want to film a few sessions in here that we record professionally but do it live, and that way we could have like music, not videos, but performances inside the Airstream as we make progress,
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun.
That would be cool.
With you singing too.
Stanley Tam, are you two going to visit and travel around Canada? Hopefully some next year. We were thinking about maybe in the summer going to Alaska, and we'll be spending some time in Canada as well, so hopefully that happens. Some of our friends are going to Alaska, so it'd be cool to go with them to Canada too.
We love that it's always a journey to Alaska every summer. Like there's a class of RVers that go up there. This year it's like the motorhome experiment, the Less Jump More Journey. What's that other one? Keep Your Daydream. So we would love to go with our own class of, I think it was Morton's on the Move, Getaway Couple. It's just fun to be RVers and do those trips together.
Yeah, I'm so far behind. Everyone's like, just put rivets in the holes and stuff. Yeah, we talked about that a long time ago. Thanks for your suggestions, guys. Have you thought about adding those windows, the newer ones that have towards the top? You lose cabin cabinet space though, I guess.
I love those. I don't think we'll do that, but I do love the Airstreams with those windows in them. I have to admit that while we were taking the wooden structure off of the shell, I broke a window. So we're gonna have to replace that window, but all the windows were Bobo, so that just has inspired me to replace all the windows.
Thank you,
my
Dexter.
gosh.
That's so sweet.
We hear the buffing is expensive, so thank you so much.
Yes, we're here hours and hours and hours, basically your whole life spent buffing. Yeah, so thank you very much. That's very kind. Have you considered heating options yet? Another Argosy Reno put in floor radiant heat running from their water heater. I've thought about this. We've thought about this a lot in the beginning stages because I was like, let's have heated floors. Let's do it all.
Yeah.
But then we had to like start thinking about like what weight that might add, what electricity that might draw. But I think it's really cool. And if there's like a way to do it cost efficiently.
I can tell you right now though, it's not gonna happen. We are in a time crunch right now. And while like 4 to 5 months seems like a lot of time, our projects are gonna be hardcore and we don't have the luxury anymore of adding new fun things. I don't feel like. Do you feel like I'm bursting a bubble there, or do you think it's for real?
I mean, I feel like we had kind of gone away from it for a while, but I do still think it would be fun to have it.
Yeah, it would be fun. We don't have knowledge.
That's the worst part, getting up in the morning, is the cold floor touching your feet.
Our knowledge, we spend half our time learning how to do something. So it's not like we're going into this as even semi-experts.
Yeah. Frank DeHaven said, what's your favorite part of this build so far?
My favorite part of it is taking every step at a time, and then in a month stepping back and saying, oh my gosh, this all has come together. It feels like I haven't even done it because it's just been so incremental that it's really rewarding to see something come together that we're doing.
Well, and like to me, I think my favorite part is like this pivotal moment right now, like getting the shell and subfloor, like, and it being in one solid piece, getting this other wheel well on. I will feel like, oh, we're like, this is a huge turning point because we're going to be doing so many projects simultaneously now. Like we can be working on the outside and the inside at the same time, and it's really going to come together. And getting these walls up, I mean, that's going to feel huge. But we've gotten like a lot of projects done in a short period of time right now, and so that's got me really excited, just like thinking more about building out our space soon.
Yep.
So that's fun.
And to Olivia's point, putting the shell back on to the floor, I haven't felt that much joy since we probably hit the road in the very beginning. Like, it was such a joyous moment that the year prepping, have you found a question? The year prepping to hit full-time life was just as rewarding as the year we launched to become full-timers for me. And that's kind of how I feel with some of these big moments.
Yeah, so Brian Gant, Julie asked, have you considered denim insulation as an option? I've read one blog post about someone who did that in their Airstream. It sounds like an interesting option, but I don't know much about it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't like the thought that it could hold water, though.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If there was a leak that we didn't know about, and all of a sudden we took on 30 more pounds and got mold growing, I really don't like that idea.
That's kind of why I like this Roxol stuff, is like it's fire resistant, it's bug resistant, antimicrobial, it doesn't hold water. Like, there's a lot of benefits to it. I'm reading old comments.
See, and now she gives me grief about asking her.
They said we appreciate you, Kyle. I'm glad.
Yeah, that was because after I talked about how we became their patrons, we are so far behind right now.
Well, would you like to take over?
I'll take over.
Yeah,
are you going?
I can talk and fill space. It's because...
What load range tires are you guys going to run on the dual axle? Do you know what load range these tires are?
On these ones, per tire, 5,000 pounds per tire.
You're close to right. It's not 5,000 pounds.
They were a lot. Like, it was
like
excessive.
3,000 pounds. Yeah, we got the strongest tires. It was like where 2 of these tires could take on the weight of the whole Argosy. So we're
I
like,
just remember it was like way like overkill to be sure.
all right, so you're right. You know what?
Pauls, could you find a question, please?
If you are still using the soda stream, that's not even. Look at buying the CO2 and fountain soda containers way cheaper. So yeah, you're right. We are caught up. You found a question. You cracked me up. All right, take your job back.
Thank you.
I give her grief like this all the time.
No
And then I
respect.
wonder why she's always so angry at me.
Turn your fan on, you look super hot. Yeah, we had the little AC going earlier, but it said the water fill was full, and I don't know why it's saying that because I put a drain line running outside, so there should be no water in it, and I've been watching water come out of the drain hose. But it kept beeping in the background constantly, so we're like, we'll just shut it off while we do this, but
There we go.
now that's nice.
Oh, see?
There it goes. Yeah.
What the heck?
I gotta figure
All right,
out
I'm gonna turn it
where
off.
the water reservoir thing is, and see if it's just not draining properly or what.
Someone said they're rolling over laughing.
Tall Living Small said, don't waste time polishing it. Reflections would be horrible. Get it wrapped. Simple, elegant design with your channel advertised. You're driving
Reflections
a
would be
billboard.
horrible.
Use it.
What do you mean?
Just how shiny, like the
Oh, but it would
plastic
just be on the
aluminum
bottom.
polish.
It wouldn't be the whole thing. That's why I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
And-
it would be intense though.
I love that. I want it to reflect the sunlight.
I am still like on the side of I wouldn't mind if the whole thing was painted and it was just a color on the bottom, but Kyle's really excited about the shiny aluminum, so we'll
Because
have
there's
at
one
least
example.
some exposed.
Do you remember the name of that Instagram account?
Archive
Archive.
culture, maybe.
Look up
Possibly.
Archive Culture on Instagram, and they have an Argosy where they did something similar. We would use more paint than they did, or paint a larger area than they did, but it looks so nice, and that's what really got me leaning towards the polished look.
Wally told us to get some chairs for next time because they'll keep us going forever. We would have our chairs in here now, but they got rained on outside.
And if we're in a chair, I get really self-conscious with how I look. I look better when I'm upright.
So sealant, more sealant.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been taping off little areas everywhere I've found a leak coming in so far. So we will be like removing all the old caulk. We're gonna be replacing all these side windows too.
Yeah.
So like the side windows are made out of that like acrylic-y plexiglass type stuff, and they have like gotten hazed and crackly over the years and kind of warped. One of them Kyle broke, as he said. The front and back ones are glass, but the side ones were like experimental things they did.
But with that, we won't be removing the whole window except on that front one, because on these
Yeah.
ones we just
Like-
remove.
Like unriveting. We
Yeah.
only have to unrivet that first one, thankfully, because I think those are the expensive rivets. But these ones, yeah, it might be difficult still, but I think we can get those panes out. And I've
Yeah.
seen where people replace it with the Lexan, I guess it is, which I would prefer them to be glass, but it's just so much
No
cheaper
way,
to
yeah.
go that route than try to buy new, like 4 new Airstream windows because they're outrageously expensive.
But let us know. We want to tint them to a certain extent, right? Don't you
Yeah,
think?
I would like to.
But I was thinking that if we get the polished look on the bottom, we get the mirror tint on the windows. Olivia thinks I'm so tacky.
I think he wants a brand new Airstream.
The
or-
mirror tint would be awesome.
Doesn't
Alright.
fit with the vintage vibe. So, how much solar are we planning to use?
400 to 500 watts, realistically.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe get 4 panels up there. There's not a whole lot of space between the AC and the vents and how narrow the trailer is. It's kind of hard to get much up there, so we'll see once we get up there and look
And
around.
I think as far as aesthetically goes, we will probably have panels that go beyond the curve just a little bit. And that's just the way it's gonna have to be, you know?
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish the flexible panels were more efficient, but they just get too hot and damaged. But I've gone up there and measured before, and it seemed like 400 watts was probably what we were going to get.
Someone said they agreed with the mirror finish. I'm just wondering if they agreed with me or agreed with you. I'm guessing they agreed with me.
Of course you do. I lost my question that I just had found. Request for a song inside the Argosy, a horse with no name.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun.
That would be fun to do, like a little request thing of, you know, Argosy sessions.
Argosy sessions, the Reno sessions.
Second song request, no pressure.
I didn't even see these song requests come up on this screen.
Yeah. Brian
Mirror
Gant
finish.
said, get it all done. We want to see you at the Escapers Bash. We will be there. We might still have a few finishing touches.
Oh, for sure.
But,
Brian
we'll be there.
said his super chat money goes towards agreeing with you about the tackiness of the mirror tip. I think that's what he was talking about.
Appreciate it.
We went with
Trying to stay like classy here, tasteful, and like respect our vintage trailer and that it's beautiful painted, it's unique painted.
I think it's beautiful painted as well, but I also think a split is beautiful.
Oh, I think we did. So 805 Steve, did you ever receive an electrical catalog from DellCity.net? I asked him to mail you one months ago. Didn't we get one?
I don't remember getting one.
We got a catalog from someone that someone sent us. It's been like a while though.
Mirror tint equals more singing gigs. I don't know.
Going dual pane or single pane on
Single pane. We're really respecting that vintage feel of this Airstream, guys.
yeah, the little metal frames that it goes into doesn't really allow for much else, and they'll be plexiglass-ish, so they don't conduct the heat or cold very well anyways, so I guess that's a good thing, and don't break very bad. I am a little nervous about getting the sunglasses for the front because we need to protect those front windows because they're really hard to replace and expensive if they do break, but you have to modify that center panel because it's too wide and you have to cut it, and that's scary to spend that much money.
It costs $1,500.
Yeah, so if you mess up,
we're gonna have to have a whole day-long live chat to earn the money for these sunglasses, I think.
Richard just said, who's peeking in the window? You got me paranoid.
You know, I thought I saw someone peek in the window.
It could be any member of my family, honestly. We are never alone here. We're one giant family, nieces, nephews.
Make the rock shields. We've seen some people that have made some nice ones. We've also seen some people that have made some tacky ones. At the end of the day, I love the prefabricated ones that are known for being Airstream rock guards.
Oh yeah. There are some other options out there. I've seen some people do like kind of plexiglass ones too, and then the canvas ones are the other option.
And that's not an awful option because you only have those on when you're traveling. But I don't know.
Yeah, I do kind of like the privacy that it gives though too, so that we can see out, but everyone can't like look straight in.
That's where the mirror tint would come in.
Oh my gosh. The nomadic idea went with 400 watts, and it's more than enough.
Oh, that's great to hear.
They also have another 100 portable that we put outside if we're in the shade. I thought about that as well. If we have more space in the truck, I'm not against having some like deployable panels.
Someone said they're pretty sure I'm going to lose this battle. Yes, I usually lose most of the battles.
You got the tires you wanted and the rims you wanted.
I did get those.
We're not putting flashy rainbow underglow under the trailer though.
I've conceded to that. I did get my wheel wells that I wanted. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, someone said do make sure to get UV blockage on whatever tint we get.
Wasted Things is our favorite, Leslie says. It's one of my
Aw,
favorites
thank
too.
you.
My favorite is Among the Giants though, which is another one you sing.
The only other one I sing. That one I don't love as much because I was kind of more out of my element, and I felt like Wasted Things, I felt more natural to me and a more natural like singing voice.
And part of the music could be attributed to you as well for that one. Even though you didn't write it on guitar, you kind of wrote the melody, and I just wrote the guitar part around that.
And I think that was another thing. Among the Giants, I was trying to sing to the music he had already written. And then with Wasted Things, I was basically like, I want to sing it this way. And you write music
And I was
around
happy
it.
to. I thought it was a great song.
So it worked out. RV is coming along. When are you performing at California Dreaming next?
All right, so this month I'm not at California Dreaming at all, but the next month I'll be there at least 2 or 3 dates. I did update the tour schedule on our blog, so
That's
if you
good.
go on drivinvibin.com, just click on tour, I think it is, and it has all the most up-to-date days, I think probably through October.
Someone said, make sure you put an outside electrical plug and outdoor shower.
Oh,
We actually have one.
yeah, this actually came with an outdoor plug already installed. The one thing we'll change on it is that we'll also add USB plugs in there, which will just give us one more way to charge out there. But yeah, I totally agree. That's one of the biggest things I missed on our Fibro stream is that we have no way to access power from the outside.
Yeah, I love that this already had it in it to access outside.
30 or 50 amp, it will be 30 amp. And that'll be enough to run everything that we're gonna have.
Brandon said that he feels like older Airstreams that are polished tend to show every imperfection. I'd paint it or do a wrap with your own design.
And I was thinking about that as well. I thought if they have the mirror finish, a lot of times they don't show the imperfections because the reflection is so bold. But hey, we'll see. If it looks bad, we won't do it.
Yeah, like someone else mentioned that they had the front of theirs polished, and when they were coming down the road, other cars would be flashing their lights at them because the reflection was so bad. And I've thought about that, like passing folks on the road before. I'm like, is this dangerous at all? Like,
I feel like if we do the half polish, half paint, the value of the Argosy will go up by $5,000 with the polish look.
I think it'll be the same whether it's
No,
a paint
it
job
won't.
or has some polish.
I think people pay for the polish, Airstream people.
I think Argosy people pay for the Argosy.
But I think there aren't very many Argosy people out there, and there are more Airstream
and
people out
I
there.
am obviously an Argosy person.
And
so
I'm
not
an
one.
Airstream guy.
Alright, so have you decided on what inverter you're getting?
Yes, we already have a freaking amazing inverter. It is the Victron 3000 hybrid inverter that is just beautiful, amazing. Battleborn gave that to us to
When we
help
say
us.
they hooked us up,
Yes.
they hooked us up. They're like helping us create our dream rig, and we are so excited. These are like top of the line, like quality products. We also got a Victron charge controller.
Victron charge controller. We got a Victron touch screen display system to see exactly how much power we're bringing in,
Yeah,
how
it's
much
a
power we're
color
pulling.
display too. So fancy. We can't wait to get all this set up. They're gonna help us wire all this up correctly and help us design our schematic and stuff.
And no pressure to Morton's on the move, even though they're not watching right now. They said there's a possibility after the film fest in October that they might come to this area, hang out with us for a few months, and help us on the build. I would love to hold that to them, but I'd rather them enjoy their time. But if they want to come here, I think that'd be so
By
awesome.
that point, we should be wrapping up some more final stages, so there
We
probably
only hope.
won't be like a whole lot to do, hopefully.
Joe,
We'll see.
the computer guy, says so jealous of that stuff. We just can't believe how kind Battleborn has been.
Yeah, and that leads into this next question. Is the reno costing more money than you thought? surprisingly, you know, it's cost a good bit of money getting certain things fabricated, the welding, all of that stuff, yes. But being able to partner up with all of these awesome companies with these top of the line products and then really supporting our build and our channel has helped us so much. Things we would have never been able to afford. We could have never gotten 500 amp hours of batteries if it wasn't for them. So we are so grateful that they believe in us and see the value in us and what we have to offer. And getting that exposure for them as a newer company out on the market.
And on top of that, right now we see people have contributed $182 to this video. We had no expectation of that doing this video. I thought it would be a fun time to connect with the community, but that is just the smallest example of how the community is so kind time after time. And it is, we are blown away by everyone's generosity.
And our patrons, like, super supportive, and like, we just love you guys. You're great.
And even today, the fabricator guys watched the video that we made of them, and they even chipped in and helped us out. So it has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a fun process to like learn and like grow and figure this stuff out. And we obviously never expected any of that going into this. We just wake up every day like knowing that we're gonna work hard and do the best we can, making this into our new home on wheels, knowing that we have no experience whatsoever and it could go horribly wrong, but you know, what's it hurt to try?
The nomadic idea said we hope to find that luck someday, but I do think it all goes back to kind of what Olivia was just talking about in that quote where it says the harder I work, the luckier I get. And it's just like,
that's true.
I love seeing the comments on our YouTube channel where people said, I had no faith in you guys at first, but now you're really starting to, you know, make me think otherwise. Or like we get those comments almost multiple times a week.
And when we invest in ourselves, other people want to invest in us too, and that's awesome. And I'm glad that we've been able to build our brand so far to offer like exposure to like products and brands that we do believe in, because we're going to use it. We want the best quality stuff out there, and we want to share our experience with you guys too. And we'll be honest, like if something doesn't work or breaks or whatever, we'll tell you about it.
And just like Technomadia inspired us to hit the road, we hope that doing a project like this inspires someone else to be like, if these two fools can do it, we can definitely do it. Because all it takes is, we all have the internet now, and the internet has so many answers out there as far as how to complete a project. You just got to let go of the fear and just got to plow in there.
Yeah, definitely. And we never try to present ourselves as experts at anything at all, but we're going to try. And like, if we have goals, we're going to reach them in ways that are doable for us. A lot of people thought we were crazy for not just going and buying a brand new Airstream. But for us, it was important to stay debt-free and didn't get into a lot of debt that way and then have that hanging over us, because we just couldn't afford to live that way, honestly. Like if we got on the road and had like a huge payment for a truck and travel trailer every month, we just don't have that.
And we wouldn't feel free if that was the case. Like that, and this lifestyle is for us to feel the freedom.
Yeah, and it's just like based on our income, some people can totally do that and it's not a stressor at all, and I think more power to you if you can. But for us, this was the best option. And I know some of our friends were even like, I don't know if that's a good idea. It looks like a lot of work. And we're like, yeah, but we see the vision of what it can become. And we like learning these skills along the way too. I feel so proud of myself when we accomplish something and we're like, I would have never expected that I would have been able to do this even a few years ago.
And we create value in the world. You know, we're restoring something, bringing it back to life. So that's, Joe said, to get to a question real quick, Joe said, when is our absolute drop dead date? I mean, pretty much, I want to be listening to a college football game on January 1st and driving away from here. We can spend New Year's Eve with the family, but I want to be out of here on January 1st with a good college football game on the radio.
I'm not lost on Marvin. You inspired us, and look at us now, about to hit 10K subs, all thanks to you. Definitely not thanks to us. It's from the hard work that you've done. Congratulations. You deserve it.
Yes, we love watching your videos. We love Alabama. Sorry. I was going to be talking about their videos and how good they are, but whenever I saw Alabama or Auburn come up there, it distracted me, and I I graduated from Auburn, so I'm definitely an Auburn fan, but they constantly let me down season after season. I do think Alabama has the best football coach in college football history, though.
What's the plan for the Fibro stream? Sadly, it will be sold.
Sadly and gladly, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it, but it's someone else's project now. It needs some love after, 2.5 years on the road.
Yeah.
It's being in earthquake conditions, living full time. It needs some TLC, and someone else needs to make it their own.
But the good thing about the Fibro stream is that whoever buys it knows we've been living in it full time and knows that they can move in and live in it full time, and it is up to that condition.
It was never a full-on renovation like this is, though. We didn't rip everything out and rebuild, so there's a lot of the original structures in there.
Your brother's creeping on us over
Oh
there.
yeah, we got another face looking in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, you got it. You can, yes.
Here, you
no,
get
just do this right here.
I don't have a free hand.
That's
That's my brother Cyrus.
Hey everybody.
He helped us put the shell back on and helped us not drop our trailer.
That's right. And help us not bend the exterior aluminum. He was keeping an eye on that too.
So super helpful. Thanks, Cy, wherever you went.
Should we wrap it up soon?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting hot in here. I'm ready to eat some dinner. But
I'm ready to go on a walk.
Oh, you're still going on a walk?
The dog needs to go on a walk, and I want to finish up the audiobook.
Okay, he's listening to The Stand right now, so he's super excited. And I read The Stand ages ago and begged him to read it, but at least he's listening to it now, and he is super hooked.
I love audiobooks now. I love Audible so much. I can listen to a book so much more easily than I can read it because I'm in the car going to the gig so much. But the Stand audiobook was 48 hours long, and I'm on the last 2 hours, so I can't wait to finish it.
Truck93 said, "Where's River? She's in the Fibro stream right now, and I guess y'all are about to go on a walk."
Yeah, we'll go on an evening
So
walk.
I'm gonna go hang out with my family, eat some dinner, cook some dinner. You can have that when you get back.
I would love to.
But thank you guys so much for joining us and chatting with us and just catching up. It's been a lot of fun for
Yes.
us. Thank you all for all your contributions too. We never expected that, but we totally appreciate it.
And for those of you who want more videos, we do apologize for not pumping them out as we were before, but know that every day we're not pumping out a video, we're working our rear ends off on this Argosy.
Yes, and we will have some updates for you soon, but there was a slow process of just waiting for some things to get done, so there wasn't much to show you, and we didn't want to waste your time just with filler either. We're doing boring stuff. So
Yes.
quality videos over quantity, and we're saner because we're not stressing out about it anymore.
But this was such a pleasure today, and I do think this is something we can at least do more often.
Yeah, for sure.
Because to see the community on here, the conversation, an hour flew by, and that was a fun time.
Yes, it was. So we will chat with you guys again soon.
Later on, guys.
Bye.